Okay, folks, so it's 8 o'clock. We're going to get started. My name's Roger Garth, and I'd like to welcome you to the presentation. It's my pleasure to be your host for the evening. So we're going to get started, and in the space of the next 35 minutes or so, we're going to talk about how you can find the fortune that literally is hiding in your phone. We're going to talk about the financial problem that no one in the world can get away from today. And we're going to look at a couple of possible solutions for us. And we're also going to discuss an opportunity for you to make a significant second or even third income in your spare time without it affecting what you already do for a living. So the problem, excuse me, the problem that we're going to be talking about is interest rates, because in real terms, when interest rates have fallen the way they have year after year, the savings that you happen to have in your bank are worth less and less and less. This graph shows interest rates over the last 40 years, and if you wind the clock back, way back to the early 1980s, when I first got married and I went to buy my first house, interest rates were sky high, and everyone complained about how high they were because cost of a mortgage was high and everything else. However, if you happen to have savings, high interest rates were very good news. As time's gone by, interest rates have plummeted. And it got better when it came to buying houses, but if you've got savings, they're now worthless. By the time we got to 2008 and the banking crash, interest rates dropped to almost zero, and they've stayed there ever since. For the last 10 years, interest rates have been static at almost nothing. So way back when I was first getting my first mortgage, if you come into a chunk of money, if you managed to win £1 million on the lottery and put it in the bank, at 17%, that was going to bring you £170,000 a year, and you were set for life. Win £1 million on the lottery today, and you're going to have to spend the million, because £1 million in the bank, you're going to struggle getting £5,000 to £7,500 a year in interest from the bank, and that's before tax. So that's not going to last you. The problem is that when it comes to actually making your money work for you, no one really knows how to do it. And this guy wrote a book about it. His name's Robert Kiyosaki. He's the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and you can see the book that he's holding right there. In his second book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad 2, he came up with this diagram that you can see. It's called the cash flow quadrant. And in it, it says that every one of us falls into one of those four categories there, ESBI. So what that stands for is, on the left-hand side, you are either an employee or you're self-employed. And over the years, I've been both. That's 95% of us, 95% in the world, either have a job or they're self-employed. The remaining 5% are the business owners and the investors. But that 5% hold 95% of all the money. So the big question is, how can you make that bridge from one side of that quadrant to the other? And that's what we really want to look at today. But just to go into it in a little bit more depth, just so you see the scale of the problem. If you're an employee, the biggest problem is, first and foremost, you only get paid what the job's worth. You don't get paid what you're worth. You don't really have any job security, because even if you work for a good company, good companies go bust these days. So really, the idea of the old-fashioned idea of job for life doesn't happen anymore. You also have to work the hours you're told to work. You don't get to choose. So if the family has something that crops up, a holiday, an event, or something else, and it clashes with work, tough work, you've got to work. And of course, your employer is only ever going to pay you just enough money just to keep you coming back. Now, if you're self-employed, yes, the situation is a little bit better, because there is a chance you can earn more money as a self-employed individual. I've done that. I've been self-employed and I've made more for it. But you still only get paid for the time and effort you expend. So if you can't afford to be ill to start off with, there's no sick pay if you're self-employed. You don't get paid holidays. If you want to take time off, great, take as much time as you want, but you're not going to get paid for it. And of course, if you're self-employed, you're probably going to have to do 2, 3, maybe even 4 jobs, because if you're self-employed, whatever the business that is that you're in, you're probably your own salesman. You're going to have to sell your services or your product to your customers. You're then going to have to do the job itself. You then probably going to have to do your own accounts or your own bookkeeping, and you're doing tons and tons of different things. Life isn't as rosy as it sounds. As a business owner, however, life gets a lot more comfortable. First and foremost, you're not paid on your efforts, you're paid on the efforts of other people. You want a pay rise? Hire more people, take more people on, multiply your workforce, you multiply your income. You get real time freedom, because when you have employees that you can trust, you can walk away from your business for a month knowing that that business is still going to run. They've got a vested interest in making sure that business still runs, because they want a paycheck themselves. So they're not going to fail you, and you have some time freedom. And as an investor, the situation is even better, because as an investor, you're free to make as much money as you want. All you need to do is reinvest your capital to make more money. So you leverage your capital, and that brings more in. You get to spend your time exactly how you want to spend it. You get to share your life with family, friends, loved ones, whatever you want to, all on your terms. So that's what we're going to look at right now. But I think a leading question here is, what is it that rich people do that the rest of us don't do that makes a difference? And I think it comes down to these three things. First and foremost, rich people tend to look for tried and tested methods when it comes to making money. They don't go out and reinvent the wheel. They see something that works. If they can adapt it to themselves, they'll go with that. They use their money to make more money for them, and they look for hands-free solutions. They don't want to get their hands dirty doing the work themselves. You don't see the rich guy working down the bar because he wants some extra money for his spends, for his holidays. They all do everything hands-free. So that brings me to the company we want to talk about right now. I want to introduce you to a company called Kuvera. Now, Kuvera is a US-based company. They were founded in 2012. They're floated on the stock market in the United States, and they are A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Now, even though we're not in the US, every one of those facts is important to you. Because if we're talking about making money work for you, then any company that you want to deal with, if they're a US-based company, they're regulated more than any other country in the world. They have to jump through more hoops than anyone else. They have to be completely and utterly transparent and prove that they are who they say they are, what they do, and that everything is legit. The fact that Kuvera was formed in 2012 means it has a track record. The majority of brand new startup companies go bust in their first 12 months. Something like 95%, the statistics say. And in fact, in the second year, it doesn't get that much better. 95% of the companies that survive their first year fail in their second year because they're undercapitalized and they're working on their money. Kuvera has been around for nearly 7 years now. The fact that they're floated on the stock market, floated on the stock market in the US also makes a huge difference. Because before a company can be floated on the stock market, the stock market itself has to have their lawyers go through that company with a fine-tooth comb. They research the owners. They research what the company does. Does it do what it says it does? When the lawyers are happy that everything is legitimate from their point of view, then they send in the accountants. And the accountants go through absolutely every single penny. They make sure that everything is where it should be and everything is okay. And only when the lawyers are happy and the accountants are happy can the company then be floated on the stock market. Finally, the fact it's A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Again, it doesn't sound hugely relevant to us, but the Better Business Bureau has a reputation to keep worldwide. Their ratings go from F at the bottom of the scale through to A+. Kuvera has an A+ rating. It means that we are the creme de la creme of businesses in the USA. So what is it that Kuvera does? Well, first and foremost, they class themselves as a financial fitness company. What do we mean by that? Well, they teach people how to make their money work for them, and we provide them with technology that takes the guesswork out of investing. Now, usually, whenever you use the word investing, people's barriers go up and they go, oh, he's going to ask me for a load of money. This isn't about you investing a lot of money. We're not going to be asking you for money tonight. We're going to be talking about how you can make your money work for you, however. But the first product that we want to talk about is a product called Money Pro. Because if you want to create lasting wealth, you need to know how to be more in control of your day-to-day spending right now. Before you can make any more, you need to know that you've plugged all the leaks. And that's what this product is all about. Money Pro helps people to eliminate debt and manage their money. And the first program that you come across in Money Pro when you log into it is called the 60-Day Money Miracle. And it's a series of videos, and you can see a little clip there of those videos there. They're a series of 3 to 5 minute videos that will help you to create an effective action plan to manage your money efficiently, to make immediate changes to your spending. You get to go completely at your own pace. Like I said, these are 3 to 5 minute videos. None of this is onerous, but you find the savings that you can make in your own life. I had a lady on this call probably about 5-6 weeks ago now, and she was introduced to this business, and this was the product that she joined because of. When she went through this 60-day money miracle, she found herself saving £700 a month, and a saving of £700 a month. What on earth she was doing to be sort of leaking money at that rate, I don't know. And I can't promise that you're going to find a saving of £700 a month. But if you can find a saving of £50 to £100 a week, wouldn't that be good news? I think for most of us, it would be absolutely fantastic news. We show you how to take all of these savings and then put that money to work for you. So when it comes to putting money to work for you, the first product I want to talk about when it comes to that is involved in the biggest single market in the world. It's the Forex market. The Forex market is worth more than $5.4 trillion every single day. It's not every week, not every month, not every year. $5.4 trillion a day. That's more than the motor trade. That's more than oil, movies, records, all put together. There are billions of dollars that are made and lost in profits every single day. Now, what if there was a way for you to profit from that without having any previous experience of it? That's what this next product's all about. The product is called FX1. And effectively, before we go into it, really we should say is that if you want to work on the Forex market or anything like that, they reckon that it would take 10,000 hours to master any subjects, about 5 years of normal work. And that's borne out when you think about it. If you want to become a doctor, you're probably going to study between 5 and 7 years, a lawyer, 5 years. If you want to become an electrician or a mechanic, it's still 3-4 years. It's a long time. FX1 uses real life experts so that you can profit from decades of their experience immediately with no experience yourself. So the way it works is this. With FX1, we send you live Forex education and training sessions by the real experts, the people who do this for a living every single day, people who work on the stock market and the Forex market. And they do a series of videos every single week. I think the last count it was 17 or 18 live and recorded sessions. So you can drop on a session at the time that suits you to fit in with wherever you are at work, whatever time scale you're in the world, and whatever hours you work, there is something that you can listen to. We send out Forex alerts. The Forex alerts are available for you to simply just cut and copy the information that's in these alerts, paste them into another website, and make profit from it. And we also have our own technology product, because if you don't want to wait for alerts, if you don't want to cut and copy and leave yourself glued to a website, to a computer, then with our Forex technology, with our product called the Convenience Tool, you can quite literally set things up so they'll get done for you hands-free. Now, I have to say, as far as that's concerned, as much as all these alerts are coming through, the profit that they make from it can't be guaranteed. Some trades win, some trades lose. But the majority of the trades that we've sent through, something to the order of 70% of the trades that we send through actually come out as profitable. The next product I want to touch on does the same thing as the Forex market, but it does it in the cryptocurrency market. Now, if you've never heard of cryptocurrency, the chances are good that even if you haven't heard of that, you've heard of the biggest cryptocurrency in the world, and that's Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin had a shocking year last year. The prices plummeted, and a lot of people said that was bad news. Trust me, for us, it was far from bad news, because I'm going to show you in a moment how we made phenomenal profits in a terrible year for cryptocurrency. But this product explains how and why. First and foremost, we give you education on what cryptocurrency is, what the coins are, and how they work. The company will send you analysis and research of individual coins that we're going to recommend. And we also send you, again, crypto alerts, much like the Forex alerts, that tell you how to place trades and how to profit from them. I'm going to give you a couple of examples of them here. This is one that came out just a couple of weeks ago. And it was a trade that suggested that you could buy Litecoin with Bitcoin and make profit from it. In fact, if you'd taken this trade when it came out on the 31st of January, within 7 days, you would have made 22% profit in just 7 days. And in fact, if you hold on that right through until it reaches its final profit, the profit on that one particular trade alone is more than 260%. On the same day, we sent another alert out for this particular trade. This one was buying BitShares, but using Bitcoin. And we explain how you do this. We have videos and training courses that teach you how to do all of these different things. But these alerts, when these come out, tell you everything that you need to know. They tell you what to buy and where to buy it. They tell you how much you should pay for it. They tell you when to sell it in individual alerts that come through after us, and where you sell it, how much you sell it for, and crucially, what kind of a return you can expect to receive on your profit. On this particular trade, with the BitShare trade, profit will range, depending on when you sell out of it, anywhere between 197% up to 615%. Now, how do we know about all these? Well, most of our trades are sent out by this guy you can see on your screen here. His name's Corey Chadwick, and we all know him as Crypto Corey. Corey Chadwick is 28 years old, and he's been trading for Kuvera for the last 9 months. He's actually been working in the crypto space for about 4 years. And in the last 4 years, he's made himself in excess of $18 million in the crypto field. But in the last 9 months that he's been trading for us, he sent us just 26 audited trades, 2 to 3 trades a month. This isn't heavy stuff that you have to do. But if you put your money on each and every one of those trades, you would have made more than 1,800% profit. Let's put that into plain English for you. If you put £1,000 into this business this time last year, you would have £18,000 in profit. I was talking to a gentleman this afternoon, and he's, for the last 12 months, has been sitting on 0.75 of Bitcoin, and he's just been watching the price drop. And when he bought it, he paid quite a chunk for his Bitcoin. But because Bitcoin has come down in price today, and he's just sat there and left it to wait for the price to change, his Bitcoin's now worth about £3,900 today. If, however, he'd used this system and had this system working for him, his 3/4 of a Bitcoin at 1,800% growth would now translate into he'd have 13.5 Bitcoins, and he would have made £53,000 in the same space in time. The important thing as far as we're concerned is that the time that Crypto Corey has been working with us, he has been 100% accurate with no losing trades. And I always used to say to people when we got to this stage, I would say, can we guarantee he's always going to be like that? No, we can't. Chances are good at some point in time he's going to lose. However, I met this man personally a couple of weeks ago, and having spent a good deal of time with him over a couple of days, my strength and commitment in this, belief in this guy has just gone through the roof. But still, we do have to say, past performance does not guarantee future success. Some trades may win, some trades may lose. But the reality of it is 9 months, 26 trades, 1,800% profit, and 100% accurate. Make your own choice. The last product I want to touch on is a brand new product that we introduced a couple of weeks ago. And this is for people who are interested in stocks and shares. It's called Equity Pro. Equity Pro is the US terminology for stocks and shares. And much like Forex and cryptocurrency, Equity Pro also sends you alerts with shares that you can buy. All the shares that they will suggest will be US-based companies, but the company will do education on trading stocks and shares through live and recorded webinars, and research in US shares only. But there's nothing to stop you from investing in US shares anywhere in the world. But with this one, we have something special because we have fully automated alerts that go through a registered investment advisor called Safe Management. Now, Safe Management is a relatively new company that was started by the owners of Kuvera. And they started it purely for the sake of being in control of what they do and making sure that what we're giving you is top notch. The company spent 12 months setting this company up and making sure that it adhered to the highest standards for all the regulators in the USA. The performance that we've had, we've been sending alerts out on equities since we first started back in 2012. And if you look at the results, by 2013, we'd actually made 37% profit. In 2014, that went up to 82%. Dropped a little bit in 2015 and again in 2016. That's reflected in the markets and the world economy at the time. In fact, in 2017, the company decided that's when we're going to restructure and we're going to start to look at this. So they took a whole year out putting things together to make this product work. And we spent last year checking everything and running tests that they could measure. In those measured tests, they came out with 102% profit. That's more than in the 2 years, sorry, the 3 years prior to that. So that product is something that really is quite special. Cost £3,500, $5,000 or £3,500 as a minimum investment to get into that product, but the rewards are phenomenal for you. Now, I said to you at the beginning of the call that we were also going to talk about a way for you to work on your full-time job and take care of your bills with that, and that's really what this is all about, but to create a future for yourself, a financial fortune for yourself in your spare time. So we're going to show you now how you can create a business for yourself by sharing this information with other people. So let's just imagine this is Mary. And Mary's watched a presentation like this and she likes what she sees. She thinks that she can do maybe some of the automated trading, maybe some of the manual trading for herself, and she can make some money. She talks to her friend Tom, and Tom likes the idea and he says he'd like to do it too. So does Jane, and so does Bob. Because Mary has 3 friends that all chose to join the company, Mary gets access to all of these products free of charge. So her monthly subscription is paid for her. But it gets a little bit better than that, because if Mary's getting her product for free of charge, well, chances are good the other guys are going to want to as well. So Tom goes out and he finds 3 friends, so does Jane, and so does Bob. Now, Tom, Jane, and Bob are all getting their product free of charge. But because they're getting their product free of charge, the company has a bunch of people out here who are all paying for access to a product. And the company would never have known about any of these people if it hadn't been for Mary. So the company says they're going to pay Mary $500 every month as long as these people stay in. That means that $500 means that Mary has spare money to invest in any of the products that we've already got, completely at her own time, leisure, whatever, and make that money grow for her. If you happen to do that in your first 30 days, you also get an additional $250 bonus. Now, in fact, when I first got started with this business, I got started back on New Year's Day in 2018. And I'd seen a presentation, something like this, and I decided I was going to get started. My original plan was to get started on the 2nd of January, because obviously New Year's Day it's quiet, but on New Year's Day I was bored. So I sat down with my laptop and I decided I'd log onto the computer and see if I can register. Computers don't sleep, so I could register on New Year's Day. And then I sent a bunch of messages out to a number of people that I'd worked with in the past, probably 20 or 30 people. The net result of it was, it took me just 3 hours to find my first 3 people, which meant I didn't have to pay for any of the products. And it took me just 11 hours to find the rest of that and earn that $250 bonus and earn the $500 a month for having that team of people there. I wanted to show you this because this is something that I saw a long time ago, and it's just talking about the power of duplication, because when I just showed you a few people that are talking to a few people, I want to show you how big this can get for you. So imagine you go out and you just talk to 2 people, and they go out and they talk to another 2 people, and everyone goes out and talks to 2 people each. By the time it's got through to the level of just no more than 10 people all going out talking to 2, you've actually introduced more than 1,024 people all into a team of people just by everyone introducing just 2. But look what happens when you use multiplication, because if instead of talking to 2 people, you talk to 3 people, well, by the time they find someone, that's 3, and then those nuts, they've got 9, they've got 27. And by the time you get through the same level of people, you've actually got, by going through just 10 generations of people, you've actually got 59,000 people all sharing a product. That's why this works for the company, and that's why it can work for you. So, looking at the size that you can have in terms of a team there, let's show you how the company will reward you for it, because it doesn't stop at giving you $500. By the time if you start off with find 3 people, you get your product paid for. By the time they find 3 people each, you've got 1,000. By the time they find 3 people each, you get 500. By the time they find 3 each, you've got 1,000. And it goes on and on and on. In fact, we have a young guy who works with us called Herman. Herman's in Mexico. He's been with the company for a little over 2 years now. He's just 22 years old. And last month alone, Herman earned more than $160,000 just from sharing the product with other people. That's not counting any of the money that he made from reinvesting any of that product. Now, if you had an income like that, and you were sharing that and reinvesting parts of that, could that make a secure financial future for you? I think the chances are good that it probably could. So, what's it going to cost you to get started with this? Well, we have a few different packages. The first one we talked about originally was the Forex package. If you want to get started with the Forex package, it's going to cost you $230 to get started, and you get all the information you need to get started. Same thing applies if you want to go with the Forex package and most of the other products that we have. But we have something that we call the all-in package, and this is what most people tend to go with, because for just $50 more, if you go for the all-in package, you're going to get access to FX1, and you get access to Crypto One, equities, which is the shares product, startups, which I didn't touch on, but shows you how you can invest in brand new startup companies with companies the likes of Uber and Airbnb when they were first getting started. They're not new now, but you can get involved with companies like that, but today's companies. It also gives you access to the financial fitness tools that shows you how you can save money, and there are more that I didn't touch on involved in that as well. It also gives you your own personalized website to help you to explain this to other people, and an integrated back office and marketing suite. So there's a huge amount that you're going to get there, first of all. But you also don't just get stranded and left on your own. So as soon as you get started, we'll also send you out our Pinnacle Training Manual. The Pinnacle Training Manual will teach you how to get started. It gives you a proven system, but as much as you're getting it in writing, you get a lot more, because you also get complete coaching and support from the person who introduced you and the person who introduced them. And there is live hands-on training on a regular basis. This business works for everyone who works it, from absolute beginners with no experience whatsoever to people who maybe tried before in other business but not succeeded, right through to people who've got the most limited of computer or marketing skills. You do not have to be a computer genius to make any of this stuff happen. What we're really saying to you is that for the first time ever, you now have access to the same education, the same coaching, and the same mentorship that's creating 6- and 7-figure earners around the world. Now, so far, I've talked quite a lot and I've gone into a lot of detail. What I want you to do right now is listen to a few other people who are already working this system on a day-to-day basis, and let's hear what they have to say. So I'm going to stop sharing this, and then I can take a look at my screen and see exactly who we have with us. So, and stop share. Yeah, it will stop sharing. There I go. Right, I can see everybody now. Okay, so let me just take a quick look and we can see who we have on the screen. So the first person that I'm going to go to is the person I said to you when I first got started back in January 2018. I actually saw a presentation something like this. I'll introduce you to the guy who showed that presentation to me, or actually conducted the presentation. His name's Sam Kendrick. He's been with this business now for about 18 months. He's building an enormous team of people, literally worldwide, not just in the UK, but all over the place, and is very, very well respected for all the training and leadership that he gives other people. So Simon, are you there?
Yeah, hey Roger, how you doing? Can you hear me okay?
I certainly can, mate.
Hey guys, my name's Simon Kendrick. It's a pleasure to be with you all tonight. So I'm just going to try and squeeze my story into like a minute. Kuvera's amazing. Okay, first and foremost, we're a financial educational platform. And that's the mission and the vision of the company, is to go out there and help make a difference in people's lives financially, whether that be financial freedom or at least financial fitness, because let's be honest, I don't think any of us on this call got taught this in school, right? So basically what we're doing here as a company is bringing those systems, those products and services that usually only the wealthiest of the wealthy have ever had access to, and we're bringing it to the masses. What it's done for me is incredible. A little bit about my story. I'm ex-military, did the military 10 years, left that, walked into the private security sector, which meant me working away from home. Not an ideal start to a marriage either, because I got married. And it's just done incredible things for me. Yeah, got married. Past 18 months, I was flown over to the United States of America, to Salt Lake City in Utah, to stay with one of the top earners of the company. Something I'll be entirely grateful for. Met the owners, sat down with the owners. They shared their vision and the mission with me. And it's just been an incredible journey. Publicly traded, A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. One thing I can say about Kuvera is that we do things the right way. We do things the right way, above board, legal, transparent. And if you're watching this for the first time, I mean, a little bit like Roger did incredibly well on his first day when he got started. I also hit that rank, got the extra $250 bonus. That's because there's only one thing that I did, and I said yes, and that's it. I said yes, I ran with it, introduced it to a few people, and it just exploded from there. And like Roger says, I've got teams now built in UK, America, South Africa, Philippines, and that is more than capable for anybody and everybody who's on this call tonight. So that's just a little bit about me. My advice would be to you, if you're not too sure about this, just get started, ask questions later. This is an opportunity where you can truly earn while you learn. All right, back to you, Rog.
Thanks a lot, Simon. Okay, the next person I want to introduce you to is a very, very good friend of mine. We've been friends now for more than 28 years. And he's been involved in this industry for more than 31 years. In fact, he's on record as being one of the top 100 all-time earners in this industry anywhere in the world. He's, as I said, a great friend, a phenomenal leader. So would you please say hello to Simon Brooks from Formby in Merseyside. Simon.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I'm saying that for a reason, is I know there's a lot of people in my team that's on from India. How you doing, guys? Don't you ever go to bed, or ever you wet the bed? Anyway, but okay. Simon Brooks, and as Roger said, I've been involved in the industry of network marketing for just over 31 years. And in that time period, I've made around 14 million. Now, I don't say that to impress you, but to impress upon you of what you can achieve from this industry. When I first started, before I joined, I used to work in a shop. Used to stock shelves, sweep floors, employ staff, go on the checkout, do all that sort of stuff. And then what I did was I responded to a newspaper advertisement and joined the industry of network marketing 31 years ago, which has been the best journey of my life. Now, I have to make a fortune in the business because my wife has got a black belt in shopping. So she spends as much as she believes in me, and she believes in me big time. But anyway, that was a joke, and if you didn't get it, don't worry, you don't have to laugh. You can let your face into the experience and smile. But the benefit with this business is that you can sit on the fence, pick those splinters out, and let's think about it. Let's think, oh, what if I could, or if I should, or whatever. Should I join? Should I get involved? If you don't, and you think about it, the next person that joins will go in the tree. The next person goes in the team. So you will be left high and dry without the people going in your team. So you really need to make a decision relatively fast. I always make a decision on one of two things. Number one is gut feeling. Number two is business logic. Gut feeling says, how do I relate to the person looking to introduce me, and how do I relate to the opportunity? Then business logic says, what have I got to lose? Folks, we're not going to get you to put your house on the market. We're not going to ask you to sell your wife and children. We're not going to do anything like that. This is an all-volunteer business where we will hold you by the hand and walk you step by step by step through the system. And it is very, very system-oriented. And it has to be, because I'm a little bit of a crazy, stupid person. And if I can't do it, if it's not simple for me, then it ain't going to be for me. So if I can do it, so can you. One of the products that we just launched is called Crypto Coach, which is absolutely insane. That's Corey Chadwick is actually doing it. So as soon as I get off this call, I've got to be phoning Corey Chadwick, who's based in, or he's got a flight to Las Vegas, because he's over there to a convention. And I'm going to get him just to set up my crypto account. I'm just going to put some more money into it and everything else. But folks, this business works 100% of the time for 100% of the people that give it the time. My time's up. Thanks for yours. And I will speak to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot, Simon. Okay, folks. So if you're looking at this for the first time tonight, you've probably got one or two questions running through your mind. First one is probably, can I do this? Well, the fact is, absolutely anyone can do this. Remember what I said on day one when I first got started with this business? All that I did was sent out a bunch of messages to people that I knew. When it came to actually explaining what the business is, when people said what it is, what is it, I contacted Simon, because Simon was the expert, not me. And Simon did all the explaining. The person who's introduced you can do exactly the same thing. So get back to the person who introduced you to this business and ask them if you can get started, and let them do the talking for you. If they're relatively new to the business themselves, they'll get access to Simon Brooks, Simon Kendrick. You don't have to be called Simon to do this, but you get access to the guys, myself, anyone in the business for you. So you don't have to be an expert right now. As Simon Kendrick said, you get to earn as you learn. So quick announcements. First and foremost, I did say I sent a bunch of messages out and invited people to look at another call. You get to do the same thing, because we have the same call again tomorrow night, Simon? Simon Kendrick? Give me a nod. You're doing a call tomorrow night?
Yeah, 8 p.m. guys. So
fantastic. So
yeah,
the same kind of presentation tomorrow night. So invite as many people as you can to listen to the same story again tomorrow night. And there's no reason why you can't do exactly the same as I did. Invite a bunch of people and maybe make $750 by this time tomorrow. If you're in the UK, and a bunch of us are, or even if you're not in the UK, but in the UK is going to make it a little bit easier for you. This coming Sunday, we have a live training event in Haydock in Merseyside, just off junction 23 of the M6 motorway. And you get to meet all these guys live, face to face, and say hello and ask whatever questions you want to ask. And there we'll show you step by step how you do this business. I said you don't have to be in the UK because I know that we're going to have people flying in Denmark. We regularly have people traveling in from Denmark, over from Ireland, traveling length and breadth of the UK to come to this. So if you're available on Sunday, make some time and come across and have a look at it. If you want to bring a friend across as well. We're more than happy to talk to all of them. That's it for now. We do the same call again this time next week, but remember, as I said, we do have a call tomorrow night as well. Details will come out after this call. Thanks for your time. My name's Roger Garth. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.